Hi. Okay, it's Gordon Miller, Environmental Commissioner of Ontario, and I'm here with Tim Montpetit at Globe. Globe is a big conference and trade show that goes on every 2 years in Vancouver. It's really the gathering spot in Canada where all the environmental technologies and all the environmental actors work and get together and talk, and there's a lot of exciting things happen here. One thing that we're here at this particular booth because Minova Energy has this particular Canadian technology that is relevant and interesting, well, not to all of us, but a Canadian technology that has found its roots partially because of the Ontario government's policy to have a standard offer contract that they call on certain forms of energy, one of which is photovoltaic electricity. Well, what Tim's company's done is they have up here, there's a photovoltaic solar cell.
Basically, we have a parabolic trough, and we collect the sun's energy by these are by what we call a power spar, and these are 40 feet long. We have them on what we call a six-pack an array in a circle that's basically about 42 feet. We track the sun on two different axes, so we get 30% more of its power that way. But basically, in this parabolic trough, what we do is we concentrate up to 1,000 times on the sun's 1,000 times, and in one of our cells here, they're 35% efficient. We produce electricity and thermal heat. We take a fluid off, the fluid takes the heat off, keeps the cells cool, and we can do all kinds of things.
Yeah, key point is that it's not only taking the electricity, which is sort of the common way of doing things with photovoltaic, it's trapping the heat and using the heat to heat buildings or other usage. So in overall energy efficiency, it's much better, and it makes it much more viable at the 42 cents that the standard offer contract encourages this kind of energy. And of course, the application that you're looking at, which is sort of, I think, interesting, to a general public, is all these flat roofs on big retail or big box stores.
That's right.
And that's would be really nice to see that space on top of box stores utilized in a productive way, in a more sustainable way.
And again, that's exactly right. And the amount of big boxes across this country, from Walmart, who we are working with, to the umpteen number of different other companies, are vast, and we are going to change the landscape. That landscape is going to change dramatically over the next 2 years.
Good. So we might see a whole bunch of nice shiny roofs with big scoops on them from a Canadian company, Minova Energy, and I'm looking forward to it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Gordon Miller, the Environmental Commissioner of Ontario, and I'm here with Brian Beattie to talk about a technology that is in place in Canada that we're utilizing, but not nearly as much as we could. And that technology is ground source heat pumps. They're taking the heat that's in the ground below us everywhere and utilizing it to heat our buildings and such things. It's a mature technology. We know it works. It is in place in many places, but boy, we could do a lot more. And I thought, Brian, you could just tell us a little bit about your new your machine that puts it in the ground fast and some of your projects.
Yes. Well, first of all, I've been interested in, we call it geothermal, but ground source is another name for it. I've been interested in this technology for probably 30 years, but it started in Europe, and it just wasn't coming to Canada because we had too many natural resources and too much oil and fossil fuels. So I just waited it out, and now in the last few years, with the concerns about global warming and the Kyoto Accord and that kind of thing, there's been a greater interest in geothermal. But it's still been slow to come to Ontario. Other provinces and other states have been a little bit ahead of us. And one of the things that slowed it up was the drilling capacity. Because to do geothermal, you need a lot of holes drilled fairly deep. And we drill these holes now to up to 200 meters deep, 500-600 feet. And we needed special drilling technology to do that. And it didn't exist in Ontario. So a couple of years ago, we researched the world basically to get the best drilling rig that we could find that would go deep, produce holes fast, in other words, high production. And guess what? We found the technology in British Columbia.
Aha.
And that's what we're looking at. This machine is called the Sonic Drill Rig, and it was invented by Canadians, built in British Columbia, and it's the only technology that works this way. It basically vibrates the casing down, and that gives very fast drilling rates, very fast production. The geothermal industry, to survive, needs moderate cost drilling rates. And the only way we could get the conventional drilling rates down was to drill fast.
Yeah.
So production work.
And so now we have some of these installed, in
Yes.
larger institutions?
Yes, so we brought our sonic drill rig into Ontario about less than 2 years ago, and it has been going non-stop ever since.
Yeah.
We started with homes, individual private homes, and we tried them in different locations. Downtown Toronto, we've got quite a few downtown Toronto, just to prove that we could do it. We can drill, if we can move our machine, which is on a track, into somebody's driveway, and we can drill 500 or 600 feet deep, we can heat their house with it. But we've moved beyond the individual homes now. We're doing large-scale commercial projects.
Yeah.
So schools, hospitals, public buildings.
So it's coming.
It's coming. It's arrived.
That's good. Well,
It's arrived.
that's what we need.
Yes.
Just one more alternate energy technology that will get us out of this mess to a certain degree.
That's right. And the nice part about geothermal, I like all the renewable energy systems. Geothermal works 24 hours a day.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Sun. You're welcome. Yeah. Good.